Hey guys, I'm Marcus Buff Bagwell, and one thing I'm well known for is this top hat right here. But how did this top hat become a part of my character? I'm going to tell you right here, right now. When I broke my neck, I was having a real hard time. So April 22nd, 1998, I'm coming back from a broke neck. 3 months I was off television. For that 3 months, turning Monday Night Nitro on and not seeing your name, not seeing, looking for a Buff sign, looking for anything. It was like, please let there be one sign, and there would be, just something to hold on to, man. Just wanting to be part of the show. And I started thinking, because what a lot of people don't realize is I lost a lot of weight through that. I had three neck surgeries. I had a big hematoma that came up on my neck, and so all these bad things were happening, and I thought, I gotta do something. So of course I thought of outfits. So I started trying to buy cool outfits, and the first thing I came up with was that black leather. It was like a jumpsuit. It was called International Male, was the name of the magazine. International Male, and it was these flamboyant, wild outfits that were borderline on wearing, going to a club borderline, but going on TV, it was going to be, far out for sure. And so I would get some outfits from there, and this outfit I saw was a leather jumper for a man. And I was like, oh my God, that can't be any louder. How horrible, that's horrible. But I knew I could make it work. So I wanted to find things to keep me alive. So I thought of the overalls. The overalls I thought of because I could cover up. Again, I couldn't work out. I couldn't touch a weight for 3 months. So 3 months in one day, I start trying to put back together Marcus Alexander Bagwell. And it's not easy, man. It's a lot of work. So for a while, I had to hide it. So I hid it with overalls. I hid it with t-shirts. And one day we're at this company called Lids in Atlanta, Georgia, at the mall, and it was called Lids. And I was going to get some hats. I love hats. You always see me in a hat. I love them. But back then, fitted ball caps were fitted. My hat size was like 7 1/8 or something. It was literally exactly to your head. The problem with that is a haircut could make a huge difference. Just a haircut and your hat goes from being tight to being loose. So even where you were at with your haircut, you had to know, okay, so you could buy the right hat, because if not, the hat was wasted. It was too big or it was too small. So it was a big deal to go hat shopping. So I was going to buy some hats, and that day we went at the mall. My second wife, Erica, she said, why don't you look at that top hat right there? And I said, oh, wow. She goes, put it on. And so I put the top hat on, and it looked good on me, but it was the farthest thing from my mind. I put it back up. And she goes, why don't you buy it? I go, what am I going to do with it? And something just kind of sparked. Again, not on TV, trying to keep my character alive, think of something else to do to be cool and fun. I thought, well, let me take it home and just think about it. So I took it home, and I think I first brought it to TV with nothing on it. I think it was just NWO. That's all it was on. No lightning bolts or anything, I don't think, at first. And the boys just ripped it apart. What are you doing? That is so stupid. It looks horrible. And I just kept going with it, and then my mother came up with the face on top. She goes, hey, how about putting your face on top? And that really made it funny to me. I was able to go out and take my hat off and, talk to my hat, and just a lot of great interviews came from that. I was like, hey, there's 2 of us out here. It was a lot of fun. So my mom helped out a lot with it, like she always did. And the overalls with the airbrushing really brought everything to life. The airbrushing with the overalls was spectacular. It was this guy named Michael. and I can't remember Michael's last name, but this guy was a big part of Buff Bagwell's career, because he's the one that had the ideas. I had some of the ideas, but it was his lettering and his style on the tights that it was magnificent, man. And Scott Norton found this guy, and he's the one that did the first the brick wall tights we did, that Norton did. That was the very first time this guy did something for us. And then the brick wall ones, to this day, I think were my favorite tights ever. But from there, we just kept throwing things at him. When I boxed Roddy Piper, he did the airbrushing on that. But the hat became alive when I put my face on top. It became a big part of me. In your top hat, it's very hard to travel with a top hat. So for the last 24 years, I have traveled with a hat box. It's actually a cowboy hat box, but it is, it fits my top hat in it. And everywhere I go, I carry that hat box, man, and it gets, what is in that? And I'm like, nothing. But what is in it? And I'll have to say a hat. Well, who carries a hat in a box? And then I open it and it starts all kind of stories. But it was a great thing to happen. It's really hard to make a dent in this business. It's very hard to make a dent in life. And I really feel like this hat, it made a dent in this business. When you have an action figure and the top hat is included, that tells me you've done a right thing. You've done a good thing, because it's something that people can remember you by. And I believe it's fun for the kids to have the hat on the action figure. It brings it to life. The top hat means a lot to me. It means that I came back from a broken neck, and it just shows you that I was very strong, but I felt like I needed other things to help me. And they did help me. The overalls, the top hat, the outfits, the airbrushing, all of it put together. It made for a great, great time at WCW. And, the top hat will always be a big part of my life. I sometimes wish that somebody else would take the top hat and run with it, because I think if they see it, they'll say, hey, Buff Bagwell used to do that. So I think it's always going to be mine, but I still would love to see somebody give it a shot and run with the top hat thing and get it back over again. But it was a big part of my career, and I still love it to this day. I bring it to the fans. The fans love seeing it, and it's just a big part of my life, and it'll be a part of my life for the rest of it.